who of course has taken over power in Senegal. Equally, the Constitutional Council is now functional after they were the members of this board or this council were appointed by a presidential decree. It was on the 18th of January 2024, and we know that two new members actually made up this board. We have Professor Minkwache and Adolphe Minkwache, and of course Aaron Gombelek. Of course, those two professors are now part and parcel of the Constitutional Council, and we know that the March session of Parliament has equally ended. That is, be it at the level of the Senate or again at the level of the National Assembly. And then the big news, of course, we know is the indomitable Lions of Cameroon, who have a new coach, and we know that Fecafoot is saying they will not sign this contract because they were not actually part and parcel in terms of negotiation, in terms of knowing what the contract is all about. We are talking Marc Brice. The Minister of Sports and Physical Education has signed on behalf of the government of Cameroon, but the association, which is Fecafoot, is saying no to that coach, the Belgian Marc Brice, who of course is supposed to replace Rigobert Song-Bahana, whose contract came to an end in the month of February. We shall be back in the papers. And we begin, of course, with the Guardian Post. The Guardian Post news paper is talking of encroachment on corporations' land. CDC goes offensive on perpetrators. Who talks the CDC? We know that the CDC is no longer the CDC that we used to know in the days of the late Henry Jalakwad, and even before him. We used to call the CDC as the second largest employer of the state, after the state. And of course, the CDC is no longer the CDC because of the Anglophone crisis that is now rocking the country for over close to 8 years now. Well, after the Guardian Post, we take another newspaper. We take which one? We take a municipal update. Appointment of vice chancellors, rectors in state varsities is imminent, and we can see some pictures already of some of these rectors and vice chancellors of state universities. And equally in the municipal update talks of Belgian Marc Brice is new indomitable Lions coach. Well, we continue after municipal updates. We take which newspaper? Rodrigue. We take the Horizon talks of Fecafoot disputes government appointment. Fecafoot is, of course, disputing the appointment of Marc Brice. And then we continue. We take another paper. We take the Median. The Median talks of Etophis rejects minister's decision, evokes blatant illegality, and we can read from the paper in a quick reaction following the announcement of the new management team of the indomitable Lions of Cameroon. Fecafoot issued a release saying she was bypassed by the sports minister in the selection process, and that she would not let go. But what really can Etophis and his band do after the fait accompli? Well, we continue. We take another newspaper. We take La République of my very good friend, La République of my very good friend Timothée Somba is equally talking of Actu Sport, contestation de la nomination du nouveau sélectionneur des lions indomptables par l'État du Cameroun. We can see the picture of Samuel Eto'o's face. Insubordination à ciel ouvert de Samuel Eto'o's face. That is what Timothy Somba is saying in La République. We can take another newspaper. L'Unité is talking of un recrutement légal et légitime. And this time the picture of the Minister of Sports, the Prof. Narcisse Mwele Kombi, is visible on the newspaper L'Unité. They take another newspaper. We talk this time Rodrigue, another newspaper. We talk Cameroon Tribune, talks of the Constitutional Council, Conseil constitutionnel au travail. We know that Clément Atangana, the president of the council, and the others actually took oath. It was in the nation's capital in a very solemn ceremony at the Yaoundé Conference Center. It was in a congress that was chaired by Honorable Kavai Yege Jibril. Well, Constitutional Council, they are at work, and we know that their next work, of course, will be the upcoming elections, be it council, legislative, or presidential elections. And we are lucky to have a politician amongst us here. Of course, I can say it's good news for politicians that this council is at work. Well, we take another newspaper. Rodrigue, l'anecdote. Crise dans le PCRN, la guerre de la faim or faim. We can see the faim and the faim that they are putting there, and the pictures of Kabalibi and that of Mr. Conan, who of course happens to be the founding father of this political party, the PCRN. Well, we continue. We take Emergence is talking of the same situation in the PCRN of Cabral Libé, la vase des exclusions. We know that Cabral Libé equally signed a press release whereby some members of this party were actually dismissed. Same like Kona equally signed a press release saying that Libby and others too have been suspended or excluded from the PCRN. And then below the page we can see liste électorale, plus de 144 000 nouveaux inscrits à 3 mois. We can see Cameroonians are getting more and more interested as what's getting registered in the voters electoral list. We are talking of more than 144,000 new people who have registered in voters registration list. Well, we continue after Emergence. We take another newspaper, Intégration, of my very good friend Thierry Dong Owona, talks of Cameroon. La bière se moque de la vie chère, certainly because of the increase in the prices of some drinks, and we can see some of them selected by Intégration news paper. Well, we continue. We take another paper, La Première de l'Info Plus, and we can see the presidency, that is to the palace, and we can see au sujet du long silence de Paul Biya, de quoi avez-vous peur? De quoi avez-vous peur? It's true that depuis le 4 janvier 2019, date à laquelle le chef de l'État camerounais avait procédé au dernier remaniement ministériel, 5 ans après, le peuple en appelle à un autre nettoyage gouvernemental sans véritable enjeu sociopolitique. Changer les ministres pour mettre d'autres alors que le pays mérite mieux que ça. Paul Biya a des vrais problèmes à résoudre pour des perspectives meilleures quant à la jeunesse camerounaise. So Premier de l'Info is telling us that there is no need for people to be afraid, especially as President Paul Biya has other issues to handle, notably the emergence of youth. It's true that the last government that President Paul Biya appointed, it was on the 4th of January 2019. 5 years on, no government has been appointed by the President of the Republic. Well, after Premier de l'Info, we take another newspaper, still Premier de l'Info, this time talking about la montée en puissance d'un sentiment anti-patriotique au Cameroun. Ceux qui intriguent sur la mort de Paul Biya n'ont-ils plus rien à faire de leur vie? That is the question that the news paper is asking. And then below the page, we can see conflit au PCN. Le futur président de la République devrait apprendre le respect des aînés. Well, are we ending with this one, or we are taking the last one? Governance. Personally, I love this minister. I don't know why. Mr. Henri Eyebe a ici le RDPC dans la Léquier. It's true that when we talk of the RDPC dans la Léquier, we can see the picture of Henri Eyebe a ici. They are talking of la presse gouvernance is talking of le credo de la loyauté et de la fidélité. Le chef de la délégation permanente départementale du comité central du RDPC pour la Léquier, Henri Eyebe ici, impulse à ses militants et militantes la loyauté et la fidélité, deux éléments fondamentaux en politique, d'où le soutien renouvelé au président Paul Biya, président national du Rassemblement démocratique du peuple camerounais le 24 mars 2024. Well, he is faithful and very when we talk of loyalty to, is one of those ministers, because at one moment he was minister and then he was removed from government, he was brought back, and since then he is actually showing his support to the regime, his support to the president of the Republic. I am not the communication officer of Mr. Henri Eyebe ici, but when something is good, we have to say it is good. We seize this opportunity to say bonjour à vous, Monsieur le Ministre Henri Eyebe ici. In the papers, as I said earlier, I am not alone. We have 3 gentlemen here already. We are still expecting the last one, but I will begin with him, given that he is coming all the way from SWA. He is a university lecturer. He is an economist. They call him Dr. Chuo Walters. Dr. Chuo, we say good afternoon and welcome to the papers.
Bon après-midi, Tabi Clarkson. Bon après-midi à mes co-panélistes. Merci de m'avoir sollicité de venir échanger avec mes aînés académiques, même mes aînés dans le domaine professionnel, de démontrer ma matière grise pour l'aide de la nation et pour que le pays avance.
Bon, dans ce programme, nous on parlait anglais aujourd'hui. Hein? Ce n'est pas une émission bilingue. Donc, il fallait
Yes.
Il fallait continuer. C'est ça la dynamique.
Donc c'est ça, donc il faut parler les deux langues. Bon, en tout cas, on se sent à l'aise. Hein, et il ne peut pas, on peut parler en anglais, on peut parler en français. But English is dominating here. We say good afternoon and welcome. It's a pleasure for us to have you on the panel.
Thank you very much,
Dr. Chuo Walters.
Thank you.
Well, equally on the panel, he has already started talking before introduction. They call him Maître Daouda Bombo. He is a prince from Noon, from Fumban. We say, of course, it's a pleasure for us to have him. He is a lawyer by profession, Maître. We say, good afternoon and welcome.
Good afternoon, Mr. Tabi Clarkson. I'm a Cameroonian, you know, before all.
Yeah.
And I'm very happy that Dr. Chuo introduced himself in English,
in French.
and we know that is English-speaking language. That is clear. That reason why me also, I will rather prefer to speak in English so that we will show you that Cameroon is a big country. In that diversity, in that complexity, we have our identity. That is very important. So I want to greet also my other panelists. I'm very pleased all the time you invite me to be there. I hope that we will talk about many information who concern our daily life. So thank you very much.
It's a pleasure for us to have you, Maitre Daouda. He is a politician. We say thank you for coming, Mr. the Vice President of course, it's true that I will need time to actually master the patriotic youth of Cameroon. Is a political party that was created in 2007. They have been actually putting some actions on the field. The Vice President is here. In the days ahead, they will be organizing a press briefing in the nation's capital, Yaoundé, to actually expose their plans for 2025. We are not yet there. Mr. President, we say good afternoon and welcome. They call him, of course, Frank Kingdom.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Mr. Tabi. I am always pleased to be on this panel. And as well, I give my greetings to Mr. Dr. Chuo. And it's a pleasure as well for me to be in the same panel with our dear lawyer, with whom I've been communicating for long, but I think it's an opportunity to meet today and talk about the things of La République.
The things of La République. And I will begin with you, Dr. Chuo. Which paper caught your attention? We had 17 newspapers in number. Which one caught your attention?
Cameroon Tribune. Cameroon Tribune.
Which Cameroon Tribune?
Cameroon Tribune, le Conseil constitutionnel au travail.
Le Conseil constitutionnel au travail.
Yes.
Can we have it on the screen, Rodrigue? Cameroon Tribune, Conseil constitutionnel au travail. Yes. Why did it caught your attention?
Yes, because we had the death of one of the member, and 2 members of Constitutional Council were just replaced. And when they were replaced, we have my former rector who was also appointed the Constitutional Council member. And you know, by our constitution, the Constitutional Council is the one that proclaims the presidential elections for every elections. And then any electoral problem, or whenever there are elections, when people discover that they are fraud, or maybe something's not going, they can table a complaint to the Constitutional Council. So what caught my attention is that Cameroon Tribune said they are at work. So rightly, they are at work because we have a special Constitutional Council. In political science, we have a special Constitutional Council.
Why is it special?
We have a mixed political Constitutional Council,
and
then we have a political Constitutional Council. Cameroon have a special Constitutional Council because Constitutional Council that answers all the political problems of Cameroon. Let me explain to you. The President of the Republic is not the one who appoints all the 11 members of Constitutional Council. The law says the President of the Republic decides to give 3 members. The National Assembly give 3 members with the opinion of the Bureau of National Assembly. They have to give their own opinion and accept that they should give the 3 members. The Senate proposes 3. We are now having 9 members, and then 2 members come from the Supreme Court. So when you look about the Supreme Court, you look about the Assembly, you look about the Senate and the Presidency of the Republic, these are etatic institutions that decides on the success of every nation when it comes to law, when it comes to decrees, when it comes to procedures, with everything. So they are the one who are the banner of the nation. And so the Constitutional Council is at work because very soon we're going in for elections. And wherever we're going for elections, everything needs to be put in place. And so the 11 members, they took oath of office in front of the Congress. That's what the internal law of national assemblies, even the Senate and the Constitution says. And then Kavayege Jibril was the one who presided over the ceremony. So they are at work because there are serious things to be done. And then without the Constitutional Council, I think we don't have a president. We have a president because there's a Constitutional Council, which is independent from the president and incompatible with any administrative position. So I think I congratulate the Constitutional Council for having sworn in with 11 members, especially with my former rector, which I know, and Professor Paul Qu'il, who is from my village, who is somebody I knows very well. I've worked with him. They have been selected there based on profile, and I think they will give what Cameroon desire come 2025.
It's true that we have experience when it comes to that constitutional council. Do you want to say something, given that you are a leader of a political party, the constitutional council, who travaille? Can we say finally it's good news?
Yeah, actually, I will say it's a good news, but of our constitutional council to be at work. But there are a lot of questions that I will ask myself, and that I think Cameroonians are obliged as well, or they have the duty to ask the same question. Are they really at work, and what are their mission for 2025? Is the Constitutional Council really independent related to our political activities, or they are partakers of the game? Because, you know, being at work, for me, it's supposed to identify the sincerity, the honesty, and the consideration of the population that will vote on 2025. Okay, if the Constitutional Council will be able to be Republican and sustain the reality during sustain the reality of the results of the next coming election, then it will be fine. So for me, the only doubt and the only worry that I have is first the age of the president of the Constitutional Council, which is very, which I worry a lot about it. Does he have the capacity to look at Cameroon squarely? Yes. Does he have the capacity to understand the games, the political games, and to make the right decision? So that is my worry about the Constitutional Council being at work. So I think I wish them all the best, and I will be proud if everything moves lawfully.
Maybe before we take Maître Daouda, another paper caught your attention, Dr. Chuo?
Yes, the tussle between Fekafut and Minister.
No, we shall be talking Fekafut in the second part of this program.
Intégration.
Yeah, intégration.
La bière se moque de la vie chère. I don't know whether they can put it. I want to.
Intégration. La bière se moque de la vie chère.
I want to do the attention of Cameroonians. We are drinking too much. Tabby Clarkson, in 2023, we have drunk 1 billion liters of beer. 1 billion liters of beer.
Are those figures correct figures?
Yes, they're correct figures. Go to Brasserie. Go. I don't want to call names here for publicity. Go to the brewery industries.
Yeah.
The brewery industries in Cameroon have given statistics of 1 billion liters of beer drunk by Cameroonians. It means we have drunk 1 billion liters of beer. This is unbelievable. C'est incroyable. It's more than River Sanaga. It means 2023, from January to December, we have drunk more than River Sanaga. And we want emergency 2035. We want a change in Cameroon. It is not possible.
Who are you blaming then?
I'm blaming ourselves. We should stop drinking and go to work. We are not working, Tabi. We are in bars. Go and register massively in Lekam. Nobody wants to go and register. They are in bars drinking. They are behind women. We are not working, and we need economic growth. We need a change. We need jobs. But yet we drink 1 billion liters of beer. We should be very careful, because when we take this high cost of living in Cameroon, and we take money and we put it for useless things. There is one whiskey, I don't want to call the name here. The price is 2 million francs CFA. Go to nightclubs, go to big snack bars, go to ceremonies, and see how high authority they spend money. I went to one popular supermarket here in Yaoundé, I don't want to call the name here, and I saw children of below 15 drinking alcohol of more than 7%. Everywhere is quiet. We cannot develop a country with people who are drunk. It's not possible. And so I want to congratulate the Minister of Commerce for making everything for prices to drop, because the life is very high and the price of oil and commodities, the basic commodities, are dropping. And so I think we should leave the bars, go and register ourselves in a Lekam. We should go to farms and work. Cocoa, the price of coconut is close to 5,000 francs a kilogram. when I was working in the cocoa farm in 2003, 2002 in Bafang, we were in the bush. The kilogram of cocoa was about 950. Today we're at 4,000. So Cameroonians should get to work. They should register themselves, and then things will change. So that is what I can say about integration.
Mr. Dauda, what is your take about what Dr. Cho just said a while ago?
Yes, I agree with him. In
That Cameroonians are drinking too much?
such matter that we have to even put more fees in even if we put even that fees, they will drink, because they say that is the only thing they can do, since they don't have job, they are insecure, and they are just jobless, and maybe when somebody work, he just keep a small money for one bottle of beer, who can allow him to sleep and maybe to rest comfortable, and forget that he has problem. But that's not a solution, because when you do like that in the morning, in front of you have the same problem. So drinking is not the solution. So for me, government can put more tax, so that you discourage people to
so they should increase the prices of beer.
Yeah, and take measures. They can take measures that maybe in the bar they cannot sell you more than 3 or 2 or 4 bottles. That can happen. So I also caught my attention to the Constitutional Council, who is a great institution.
Can we say have Cameroon Tribune, Conseil constitutionnel au travail?
In the domain of regulation of, different politic consultation. And is also competent to observe the rule as the normative element to protect the rule of the country. So it's a very great element in the system of our institution. If you allow me to continue, my attention was also caught to the problem in the PCRN.
PCRN, émergence. Can we have émergence?
Yes,
la vase des exclusions.
Of the President Kabalibi.
And equally l'anecdote who is talking of fin ou la fin.
And President Kona. I don't know what those two are looking for. I don't know why this debate now, but it's a challenge for the President Kabalibi. If he succeed, you will see that he can manage a party. That is they put you.
But do you think he can succeed in this fight?
Why not? Why not?
And him?
Why not?
But how can you explain that somebody creates his thing? For example, I create my own thing, and then you want to come and take that thing. Is it really possible?
No, it's not like that. I can see.
Yes.
Or can't.
Is he not the founder, Mr.
Even if he's a founder, when you create a party, you are not alone. You create a party, you can be somebody who bring idea, but now the idea have to be put in place and organized. You need people to be there. It's also true that we have to respect those who bring the idea. It's very important to give their place, because it's one who has what they call vision. When you have vision for a party, you know definitely where you want to reach, and the law also provide a place for those type of statute for those type of personality. So that's the reason why I was saying that Kabalibi has to be more circumspect. He has to be humble and try to settle that matter peacefully, because I don't see where they...
Do you think there's still time? Is it still possible?
Why not?
For a peaceful resolution between Kona and Cabral?
It's a matter of human being, they can come if they open the dialogue. I'm sure that they will find a solution.
I like this title of l'anecdote.
Yeah.
They're talking la guerre de la faim.
The starving war or the end.
Yeah. So what do you think? Is,
No, I don't see it like that.
You see how? How do you
know,
see it?
Because people like to extravagate, you know. Mr. Kona is it right to be recognized as, like they say, somebody who bring the idea, maybe he just want this honor, you know. He don't ask
It can be,
much.
as we used to see elsewhere, président d'honneur.
Il est président fondateur.
But you can also be président d'honneur.
Et je pense
Instead of,
qu'il n'en demande pas mieux que le fait qu'on lui reconnaisse ce statut-là. C'est aussi ce qu'il faut peut-être préciser. Mais maintenant, je pense que c'est une affaire d'homme, comme j'essayais de le dire, et que le président Cabral souffrirait, n'est-ce pas, d'ouvrir le dialogue afin qu'il discute dans ce sens-là. Mais sinon, moi j'ai une autre escalade peut-être dans ce champ-là. Je l'analyse autrement. Vous savez, c'est des affaires assez politiciennes, et quand nous sommes dans le domaine politique, seuls les intérêts à ce moment-là comptent. Et on ne sait plus si les intérêts, c'est encore le parti, n'est-ce pas, les intérêts qui se résument au niveau du parti, ou autre. On peut se poser des questions.
Can we have one of we are coming back to you, Maître Daouda. Can we have one of the primeurs de l'info where there is Cabral Libé? Primeur de l'info plus where there is Cabral Libé, because the paper is talking of advising Cabral, le futur président de la République devrait apprendre le respect.
That's what I was trying to say.
Des aînés.
Because now c'est un peu comme un challenge. Il est face à un dilemme et il faut qu'il s'en sorte. Il s'agit ici de faire preuve de sagesse, et c'est pas de la confrontation. Et c'est en cela qu'on reconnaît un leader, c'est en cela qu'on reconnaît un chef, c'est en cela qu'on reconnaît un guide. C'est un peu le sens du questionnement qu'on se pose. S'il n'arrive pas déjà à transcender ces petits problèmes à l'échelle du parti, est-ce qu'il pourrait être assez fort sur le plan national pour tenir un pays aussi complexe que le Cameroun? Voilà le questionnement qui est sous-jacent à cette interrogation. Donc, so that is about that one. Another one was CDC. Concerning CDC.
Yeah, CDC,
You know
I think it was the Guardian Post.
Guardian Post.
Can we have this, the Guardian Post talking CDC?
CDC, you have to say it aloud, even it make noise, because at that time it was one of the big employer
after the state.
Giving employ in that region, and many people who lost their job today has their children who are lost because that enterprise. And I also remember that maybe our chancellor now, who was a former prime minister, was a director of CDC at one time. So it was, I don't know why we have those type of difficulty. And ça devient récurrent. We have to talk about it. We have to provide to this organization all the fines, all the money to allow them to continue their mission, because it was very important.
Okay. It's true that we have a leader of a political party here. I want to believe that there is no infighting in your political party, the patriotic youths of Cameroon. Can we say the situation in the PCRN? How do you look at it when you are analyzing the situation?
You know, I am really pleased to work with a president, the president, national president of my party, of Youth Patriotic of Cameroon, Mr. Kemenya Apollinaire, which I highly send my greetings to him. Okay, now coming to the question of the PCRN, you know, as all birth, it begins by gathering of energy. then follows by a concept. Before after the concept, then you can give birth to an association, to a brand, to a political party. But what I would like to mention is that partners in life have to share the same sense of humor and integrity. In this case, particular case related to the PCRN, who is against the founder and the president, Cabral Libi, I think that there is a kind of a lack of loyalty and humbleness. Because if in between your political party or in between somebody with whom you share a concept, you cannot sit down and agree on certain points, because even if he tomorrow becomes a president of the republic, there will be a lot of contradictions. It's not as today there are a lot of contradiction in with the system of His Excellency Paul Biya. He will not he will face the same contradictions. So in this case, I think that Cabral Libi just needs to humble himself, which I really doubt if he will do it, because if I think he got advisor around him, and up to now he cannot sit in a table and brush out the issue for the party to move onward. So it's a regret, because meeting an elderly person who trusted you is, as today the population of Cameroon will trust Cabral Libi as the president of this country. What will happen if the population still claims that Cabral Libi, what you are doing is not okay for us? Will he sit down and talk with the population, or will he sue the population to court, or will he use the institution? Because I will take the PCRN like an institution, or it's like an example. So he is taking those people that are behind him to fight the founder of the party, which is not loyal, according to me. It's not loyal. I think that the most basic things to do is just to sit down, brush out the certain issues. I think Mr. Kona will be enough reasonable to compromise on certain points. Again, related to the CDC issue, yes, it's a pity, because CDC is facing
the guidance post with the CDC.
The guidance post with the CDC. It's a regret, because CDC today, who was one of the high employer in the country after the state, is today facing his downfall. His downfall not only in the sphere of our economic, but in the sphere of the workers, the family that have been working and taking care of their family based on the activity of the CDC. So I want to understand if it is a problem of mismanagement, or is a problem of the Northwest and Southwest crisis. So, but I think directly that this default of the CDC is mostly directly related to the crisis in the Northwest and Southwest. That's why we will always call the attentions of the civil society and of the state to try to find a consensus, sit down, and try to discuss to end this crisis, so that development can go in the Northwest and Southwest.
Okay. We still have something like 45 minutes before we conclude the program this afternoon. Dr. Cho, you wanted to react? What happened is happening with Cabral, Libya, and Kona?
I think I have been very extremely clear about the PCR issue, Cabral, Libya, and Minat. I've been very clear, and I've told Cabral to keep calm, that the case is in court. Cabral Libby is not new to political parties in Cameroon. When he was representing his the party of Professor Kumvodo in 2018, where was it notified? It was notified where there is arbitracy at the Minat. The Minat recognizes and recognized Cabral Libby as the person who is going for presidential election, which means that Minat is already aware of Cabral Libby's situation. They are the one managing political parties. It was not illegal. Cabral went in. When Cabral was going in now for municipal and legislative elections, Senate election, Minat legalized the election through his representative of authorities in different territorial administration with the documents, legalized the document, meaning that Cabral Libby had the audacity, he was legal to represent his party and go to councils. That Minat, they did not talk about Minat at that level. Now, there is a problem between the co-founder of PSRN and the president of PSRN, who is Cabral Libby. And they think that Minat is the problem. I think they are deceiving themselves. The law is very clear. Law of 1990/053, when it concerns associations, political parties, and freedom of expression. The Minister of Territorial Administration cannot be stupid. They cannot violate the laws by saying that Papa Kuna is right and Cabral is wrong. It is not the time to go into war between a president of a party and Minister of Territorial Administration. You don't go into war with the state, because the state will take the upper hand and will grind you. So my advice to Cabral Libby is to be calm and wait for the decisions of the court. He should leave the Minat free, because the Minat is for the state, and the Minat is there to arbitrate the political party that's in conflict. We've seen in UPC, we've seen that very case, and we've seen in UPC, we've seen in CPP, where CPP even won Minat in the court. So they should wait for the court to see that they're going to win Minat. Kaban Wala won Professor Tita in the court for CPP case. Minat was involved to arbitrate the crisis. In UPC, we see Balege Court and Mbapo Lipo. We saw the results from the Supreme Court. Why is it that they are going to war with an individual administrator of territorial administration instead of going to the court? Sue Minat to court. Sue everybody to court. Is at the court which will represent the state institutions that will know the decision. So we should not go into polemics.
Okay.
And this is the same advice I'm giving to all Cameroonians. Don't attack the state, because the state has upper hand.
The state is powerful. Eh?
The state is always powerful, and the state is always right. So be careful.
Dr. Cho, I will not really appreciate this point of view, because you are trying to blameal the population. You understand? Any citizen have the right to attack the state when things are bad. It's constitutional.
Yes.
You understand? Talking to the population on Mondo Vision that we should not attack the state. Attacking the state is not an insurrection. If you attack the state through the court, it's legal, it's legitimate.
That's where I asked them, said that they should go to the court, not verbally. Okay. They're going on major and attacking the state verbally.
Okay, we should take this another newspaper. Is the municipal updates talking about appointments of VCs, rectors, state varsities, eminents. We have some pictures of some of these personalities. Can we say municipal updates is right, Dr. Cho, you who is in the university?
Yes, they are right, because we have two vice chancellors who are out of date. When I say out of date, we have the University of Yaoundé one, which his term of office has come to the end, and he's to be sent on retirement, because when you are the rectorate, they can prolong your retirement for 2 terms.
So is that?
Yes, Professor Aurelien Soso. So they are prolonged it twice, and so this is the end. The president need to sign a decree to appoint, I'm still at the.
How can you say
at the
it's
normative.
how can you say it's the end?
I'm still at the normative point
Do you
of
think
view.
the president cannot renew again?
The president will renew. I'm still explaining what is going on in State University about vice chancellor, about appointments.
Yeah.
And so when at the rectorate, after the 4 years, you have to quit the office and somebody comes in. Now, for the president to appoint is discretional. The president can decide to appoint everybody he wants to appoint, and you will not accuse the president for appointing.
For appointing.
The fact that the two positions are still empty because Professor Minkwashe is at the Constitutional Council. Now there's a vacancy at the University of Yaoundé 2. SWA for the position of the Vice Chancellor. University of Yaoundé 2-1. The same. The President of the Republic cannot just take anybody and put there. There are some criteria when it comes to appointment, Tabi Clarkson. They don't just get up and take anybody and put in an office, because that is the state. The university strengthens citizens of the country. And so we take anybody and put there. The criteria, we have regional equilibrium. We have the competence, your profile, your experience as a lecturer, the number of articles you publish, the number of books you've written. Have you ever seen somebody who is an opposition leader being at the top of the university? No. Have you ever seen a top person at the top of the university? No. There are some criteria. And so the president has to screen through professors at university, appointments, chiefs of service. We have even the new universities that have just been created. The president of the Republic has to appoint chief of service, vice deans, even change some deans of study and so on. So there is cabinet reshuffle at universities which is coming. So people should just be patient. The president is always right.
The president is always right, Dr. Chuo. Yes. Bertrand Daouda, you wanted to add something?
Listening what Dr. Chuo was saying. He rightly said many things, but I would just be surprised to the controversy and not in his speech. When Mr. Chuo said that the appointment of a vice chancellor is discretionary, you cannot
appointment in general.
You cannot say that.
Yes.
There is a criteria, because the audio state on dependent of the criteria, you can choose you now.
Yes, that was
to be a vice discretionary. Yes. So there is no criteria. In fact, you can maybe the main criteria is to be a teacher. That is what we know. But now it has another aspect with politics. You have to integrate politics even in that appointment. We're talking about regionalization. We can ask in the noon, for example, why we don't have a vice chancellor. Since we have now, I think 10 university, 11 university. You understand? So if you want to go into the detail, it will bring more difficulties. So that is the approach of the state. But I will not go to that one, because it can be embarrassing for all of us, since we just stay in the fact that it's to the president to appoint, and we are waiting for that since there is 2 vacancy, or there are people who go to
on
retirement.
Well, we are waiting, but as we are waiting, we on the Republican television, we on the papers, we shall continue. And this time we shall continue with our main topic of the day. We shall be talking the indomitable lions of Cameroon. We shall be back after the jingle. The indomitable lions of Cameroon have a new coach, a coach that was appointed by sports minister, the Prof. Narcisse Mwele Kombim, and Fekafoot with President Samuel Eto'o is saying that they are not accepting this nomination because they were not associated to its selection or to its appointment. Can we have our topic on the screen, Rodrigue? We are talking the indomitable lions of Cameroon. It's true that beside the indomitable lions of Cameroon, there is this question that we are asking: must we always respect text in a republic? Because according to Fekafoot, is saying that the text or a certain particular article was not respected by the Minister of Sports and Physical Education. I will begin with you, given that you are a lawyer, barrister, Maître Daouda. Must we always respect text in a republic, even if the republic is at stake?
Must we always respect the text in the republic?
Yeah.
The answer is yes. Because if we don't respect the text, it's anarchy. It's direct to the wall. It's anarchy. But now, the problem is not situated most of the time only to the text. But the problem lies on the interpretation of the text. That is the problem.
The interpretation.
The interpretation in the text.
Yeah.
Because you have letter of the text, we have spirit of the text. When we have a text, is a global and complex word you have to analyze. Concerning, if I can talk about it now, that topic, for example, I used to tell you in this canal that we have to be very careful and not to confuse our individuality to the general interest. I'm also emphasize on it. If you think that you are strong, you are handsome, you are big, you don't need anybody, because the state is a construction. The state is all of us together. It's not an individual. But the reason why I say, and I was saying it, that head office is a very good player, recognized by the world. A little problem, I can say it like that, of management. And I don't know if people who are with him cannot advise him, cannot give him such advice that, because maybe when you see him, he's something who want to do something good. But what is the problem? That designation is legal for me. My point of view is even legitimate, because.
Est-ce que nous pouvons avoir le journal L'Unité?
Because
L'Unité.
Because when
qui
you
parle de l'Africa Foot.
When you see the note taken by the ministry, is right clearly that in the directive of the head of state,
they are talking of un recrutement légal et légitime.
In the directive of the head of state, according to this note, I have appointed the staff of the national selection. And he drew this note from a directive. And you have beside the directive a decree. I don't want to go into the organization of the management of the administration, because you are law, you are decree, you are arrêté, you are circular, you are directive.
Maître Daouda,
but
it's legal and it's legitimate.
For me, because when you see that decree we are talking about, is a decree of 2014 on the 26th September, 384, something like that. It is clear in that decree that they are categorized the different national selection, catégorie A prime, U23, U17, U15, and so on and so forth. And they say now that maybe the problem, that what I was talking about, interpretation, who can bring such a problem, is for me to the Article 4, where they are talking about the power of the president to appoint the general coordinator, who is in fact the one who is managing sport, technical aspect, and those type of things. But for the financial aspect, it's state and FICAFOOD. But when you go into that decree, you will see that the decree say that now, for the rest, you can go for the convention. You can have a particular test. And in that particular test, in that convention, you will see now that where they talk about exactly the appointment of the staff of our national
The
team.
appointment of the staff belongs to who? To fake
No, wait, I'm coming.
Or to the ministry?
Now, to say it clearly, the appointment of the management of the national team belong either to FECAFOOT. When FECAFOOT can recruit a trainer, but before he sign, he contracts with the trainer, he has an obligation to ask to the Minister of Sport. That is the one side. They call it avis. And minister can say no. And another one is that the minister can decide to appoint a trainer.
Without consulting FECAFOOT?
Without consulting FECAFOOT. For example, you have the two figure. And now, because I want you to see a test as a whole. Now, you see that maybe they have decided to take the second disposition, the way they call mettre à disposition par l'État. Because it's the state who pay them.
Pay the players?
Who pay the management, the principal trainer, who pay most of them. And the FECAFOOT just intervene to pay prime, and those type of things, and organize the team, etc., etc. So that is.
But the salary of the coaches are paid by the government.
By the government.
Yeah.
So now another part of that situation is that if the decision comes from the head of state, who signed the decree, it means that it can also take a directive coming from that decree to organize a sector of our activity. I don't know where is the problem. I'm looking for the problem I don't see. That is the reason why I'm always surprised. And we have to be careful, because there are people who don't have expertise to talk about certain things, but decided to say it by to confuse everybody. We have problem of water. We have problem of electricity. I think that is where we can put all our energy. But it's also good to be aware, so that the government will know that at any time they take a decision, people are following them. That is very interesting. That is what, in that aspect, interests me. Because people are very careful. When anything come out, they want to see the problem. That is very good. It's dialectic. It's discussion. Okay. And it's good.
Okay. Can we have the paper La République of my very good friend Timothée, who is talking of insubordination à ciel ouvert de Samuel Eto'o-Fils. We are talking Lyon Indomptable, article sport, contestation de la nomination du nouveau sélectionneur des Lions Indomptables par l'État du Cameroun. Yes, we take you first before we take Dr. Chuo. President Frank Kengon, what is your take on that?
My take on that, I will first like to mention a point where Barrister said he doesn't see a problem. Where is the problem? Yes, Barrister. Most Cameroonians are asking the same question. When I say most Cameroonians, I think those that are looking into this issue in a very profound aspect. I think the problem in this issue is maybe the position of the president, because I think I will instead like to rename the post of the president of the FECAFOOT, remove the word president and put the manager of FECAFOOT. Is more appropriate, because when we are talking of a president, it is giving a kind of another way of looking things. But if he was the manager of the FECAFOOT, he could have not been insubordinate, because the minister, that's supposed to be his hierarchy, supposed to give him instructions. Okay, but in this case, I think related to the decree of appointments of the technical staff, for me, I think that's it's legal, it's legitimate, because there is what they call presidential decisions. You understand? And presidential, we should not confuse. Though I'm not a kind of a
lawyer.
No, not a lawyer. I'm not an adept or a supporter of the regime. But there are certain factual things that we need, that are really basic, and we need to understand them. If the president that he, Samuel Eto'o, voted, you understand, because he voted, and he said on Mondo Vision that he voted for President Biya, will come today to contradict the president that he himself went and voted, and I believe that a lot of Cameroonians voted President Biya because Eto'o voted for him. So all this contradiction that is coming today, I think it is lack of professionalism in the sphere of the field that Mr. Eto'o is operating.
Is Samuel Eto'o just
So-
like Cabral, not
so-
respecting the elders?
So in this case, that's the same thing. So that is most of the causes that makes Cameroonians not to trust us, because we are not consistent on our decisions. We are not really consistent in our decisions. Most youth, they don't have any projections of what Cameroon can be tomorrow, or on what the situations, his actual situation can be tomorrow. They are only pleased of the moment, the momentum, which is very bad. We need to call the government, bring the government to trust the youth, to trust us, because if Samuel Eto'o was so good at this post, I think the government will not find any reason for him to appoint the technical staff.
Especially as we
But
do not-
if the results of the FECAFOOT, since he have been there, is catastrophic, I think there is what they call force majeure, urgence. That's what they call urgence. And the head of state, if he will not do anything, they will say he is not working. You see, so it is quite important, as he is taking decision on this issue of the FECAFOOT, and making people to understand that he can make a decision to please Cameroonians. I would also like him to expand this way of governing, to be more direct to institutions, and take measure and accurate decisions for the good of the country.
Maybe before we take Dr. Chuo, must we always respect text in a republic? If something is written,
I
yeah.
said we have to respect text.
Yeah.
This is normal. This is not even something that we have to argue. But as I also mentioned, there is what they call a presidential decisions in a cas of force majeure. You and me, you know what is going on in the FECAFOOT. FECAFOOT today is not functioning well because of the conflict of interest. So, what do you think the head of state, who is the guide of the constitutions, what will he do? He will go into the text and look a way out. You understand? Because the texts have contents that they can develop to get a solution that will calm the atmosphere. So the gesticulation of Mr. Eto'o today, I think he needs to be humble and look at things and do the job that he was appointed
We
to
have
do.
a very good friend of Samuel Eto'o here. They call him Dr. Chuo. Dr. Chuo
Not a friend to Samuel.
used to support Eto'o when
Yeah, but
Eto'o
we're enemies now.
when Eto'o was playing football again, especially in Barcelona. Well, Dr. Chuo, must we always respect text in a republic, Dr.
Yes,
Chuo?
yes, we must respect text. Without text, a republic cannot function. When we say a republic, we mean values, we mean norms, we mean the canons, we mean a constitution, we mean laws, procedures, the customs. So we must always respect. Without laws, a state will be what Bojo called the state of nature. Right? Because the state of nature in political science is where there's no respect of law. People take power anyhow by brutality. There is war. There is everything. We are not in a state of nature here. We are not in the state of a president. We are in the state of law, and so they must respect text. That's to answer our question. And then to say that I'm no more a friend to Samuel Eto'o. Today, Samuel Eto'o thinks that I was an enemy to him, but he has discovered that I'm instead a good person to him because with time, he has understood that I was criticizing him while giving him good advice, and today he has fallen into a trap set by his enemies. So I met with Roger Miller personally, and I sent him a message to President Samuel Eto'o. So I don't know why he has not applied our advice, but I'm not the cause of the problems today. So I don't know the question that you asked, but I would like to.
Yeah. What? When you look at Fekafoot today, do you think Samuel Eto'o has the right to reject what my brother calls the presidential decision? I would like us to take the Horizon newspaper, the Horizon, the media, and all these papers talking about Samuel Eto'o face in English. Those papers, Fekafoot, disputes government appointment. The media talks of Eto'o rejects ministers. Decision evokes blatant illegality. Before we take the media, tell us what is your take on this issue of Fekafoot? Samuel Eto'o refusing to apply or refusing to accept
My take is that
the decision of Fekafoot, of the Minister of Sports.
My take is that the appointments are legal and legitimate. No section, no article has been violated in the law of 26 September 2014.
No law has been violated.
No law has been violated.
Article has been violated.
No article has been violated. We are having but the problem of interpretation
as a
of
measure
the convention.
As a measure that what I said a while ago.
We have a problem of interpretation of the convention of Ministry of Sport and Physical Education and Fekafoot. And we have the problem of interpretation of the law of 2014 of 26 September 2014 /384. Then we can historically do some recalls. In 2012, when Jean-Paul Akono was appointed the head coach, what happened was that the present the chairman of Cameroon Football Federation, who was Ian Mohamed, said he would not sign. The Minister of Sports said he should sign the appointment of Jean-Paul Akono. He did not. What happened? The state of Cameroon proceeded in installing Jean-Paul Akono, and today Ian Mohamed is in prison. So we should be very careful when we are talking about things of the state. President Paul Biya has never violated any article since he came to power. Look at all the decrees he has signed. When we are talking about sport, he signed a decree in 2014. In that decree in 2014, it says that the management of the head coach and the technical staff of Indomitable Lions is entrusted to who? To Fekafoot. That was clear. In management, Mary Parker defined management as something that you do through people and with people. Management is global. And we have what we call the functions of management, the main function. In management, people are just making noise. When we say management at that article, which had limitation, that's why there was a convention in 2015. In management, we have planning. We have functioning. We have controlling. We have strategic planning. We have what we call the strategic vision. There is no recruitment. They have not talked about recruitment there. But there is management of personnel, but there's no recruitment. Payments of salaries and so on. The convention of 2015 signed between Ministry of Sport and Physical Education and Fekafoot, I'm addressing to national and international community to say that the state of Cameroon, the Republic of Cameroon, through the Ministry of Sport and Physical Education, through law number 26 of 384/2014, Article 3, giving the authority to FECAFOOT to appoint some officials, no law has been violated. The convention says that what? That any decision taken from this convention and from the law of 2014/384 does not opposes the state decision, and that the recruitment of technical staff and the head coach of Indomitable Lions can take place within two dimensions. One, through FECAFOOT. FECAFOOT proposes names of technical staff and the head coach, sends them to the Minister of Sport and Physical Education in Cameroon, which obligatorily signs the decision. Obligatorily. Which means that when President of FECAFOOT in Cameroon, with collaborators, proposes some names and send to Minister of Sport and Physical
The
Education,
minister has to sign.
he has to sign
If he
without
doesn't-
asking the opinion of the president of Cameroon Football Federation. He doesn't ask his opinion, because we have facultative opinions, we have stated opinion, we have confirmatory of opinions, and we have obligatory opinions. This one is obligatory. Yeah, avis obligatoire. Second recruitment, the state can decide to put at the disposition of FECAFOOT somebody to be appointed. They say at the disposition, the state here takes the upper hand. And so the state here is who? We have the first person, who is President Paul Biya. You remember that 31st December 2023, President Paul Biya took just few seconds to talk about sport. Despite poor results, the head coach of Indomitable Lions he has witnessed how many encounter? 21 matches. Out of 21 matches, we have 4 victories, 9 defeats, and 8 draws. And so, you as the President of the Republic, you have to be annoyed. So, 10th of February 2024, when President Pobe was addressing the youth, he started with sport and said, I have personally taken into consideration the worries of our Cameroon football situation in Cameroon, and I'm going to handle it. President Pobe said, I have recommended and I have designated the Minister of Sport to organize an atmosphere of management so as to solve the problem that lies within the national football team. Commissions were created. The Prime Minister and other sport officials held meeting at the Star Building. Minister of Sport and Physical Education also held meetings, did a proposition and sent to the presidency, and it was validated according to convention of 2015. Now you say we have no law has been which law has been violated? Which law has been violated?
So what are you advising your friend Eto? Your former
I'm
friend?
telling my friend Eto to resign. What decision? I'm ending with this. Please let everybody follow us. I've said national and international community. The state of Cameroon has violated no law in appointing Mark Brice as the head coach of Indomitable Lions. Decision number 031 of 2022 appointing the technical staff of Indomitable Lions and the head coach was sent to the Ministry of Sport and Physical Education. We heard everything. People were saying a lot of things. It was signed. President Samuel Eto'o went on a channel and said the justification of that appointment is because of the convention of 2015. So today he is saying that we have violated that convention, which you said the convention authorized him to appoint people in 2022. Mr. Tabby Clarkson, between you and me, who is fooling who? FECAFOOT is fooling the state, and the state is fooling FECAFOOT. When in section 3 of law 2014 they said you can propose and we validate and you appoint. Convention 2015 said the state can appoint. You come in 2022 and said you have appointed because the convention said you are right, and today you say the state is wrong.
Dr. Shaw,
Who is right? Who is wrong?
before maybe Tammy give me a floor,
Yeah.
I want to add something to what you say. It's very interesting,
Yes.
you know, but we can go by extraordinary. When you were talking about and you take a very good example.
Yes.
When it was concerning the appointment of
Jean-Paul
Collomb.
with Lagrange. Yes.
Now, since the minister maybe he sat on the document, he don't want to release him. What was those people in Fecafoot? Let me talk like that. Say at that time, they say that maybe the head of state who allow them to pass, right? At that time, the head of state is the guardian of our sovereignty. Yes. When you see, for example, in the Unity Palace, you see a flag who is flowing in the palace. That means that the head of state is there, right? When it's not there, you don't see the flag. That means that is the law himself.
He's the law.
He's the law himself. If you want to go by extraordinary, so you cannot go and defeat.
Yes.
The institution. The institution. And there are another way, even what they call the recours.
You can go to court.
In administrative.
He
can even before attack the decision. He can write to the tutel. Ask to the tutel, this thing, I don't understand this thing. What they call the recours préalable. I don't, and the tutel will answer. If you are not satisfied, okay, you go to the court. Simple.
Yes, 1 second, Tabi. I'm advising, just 1 second, I'm advising President Samuel Etofis to come back to his senses and make a public outing. He should make public outing and address to the state by saying he is very sorry because you cannot fight the state. You don't declare war with the state. It means you have declared war with President Paul Biya, who brought you as his son. We know how Samuel Etofis reached Fecafoot. We don't want to say it on air. Exactly. We know how President Samuel Etofis came to Fecafoot. We don't want to say it here. And President Paul Biya took upon himself 10th of January 2024, February 2024, addressing the youth, saying that I have sent your elder brother, Mwele Kombi Narcisse, to work with you. Prime Minister, create some commissions. And today you came and you went to internet. You have not even wrote to the President of the Republic. You have not even written to the Prime Minister or the Minister of Sport. You went to internet and you said, I do not recognize the appointment. It means you dismiss the government of Cameroon. You dismiss the President of the Republic. He should be very careful.
And also, it means that, because when you go into that aspect of problem, you will see that, the former Secretary General of Fecafoot now is appointed as a general coordinator of the national.
No, we know that one.
No, you understand. So maybe is that atmosphere also who bring him to make that fault?
That section
because it's a fault.
To me because
it's a fault.
The coordinator is member of the technical staff. Two of us.
We are concluding in something like 5 minutes. Each speaker will have 2 minutes. I will begin with you, Frank Kenyon, the Vice President of the Patriotic Youths of Cameroon. Tell us, how do you look the future of Cameroon's football today?
Before I talk about the future of the Cameroon football, I would like to talk about the appointment of the technical staff of the president. There is something that we used to neglect. Now, yes, the decision is taken. The technical staff have been convoked. So what we have to be talking about is, will they be able to manage the Cameroonian football? That is the point. We have to be talking about who is the new trainer of Cameroon. What is his portfolio? What have he done in the world of football? We should be talking about statistics. Then we will make a conclusion by sending him our needs or what we are waiting for from him.
It's true that Dr. Cho just said a while ago that if Eto'o is fighting the ministry or the Minister of Sports, he is fighting the President of the Republic. Do you agree?
Yes, but as I usually said, it is his right to claim one or two things right? It is his right, and I think that he have a juridical advisor that advise him what to do. But if he is behaving under emotional callousness, that will be very bad. But what I will try to tell Mr. Ito is to create a good atmosphere, a good managing atmosphere in that team, because what we are waiting for him is not all what he is trying to claim today. What we are waiting for from him is a result, a good management, an atmosphere that will develop the Cameroonian football.
Okay.
All these cuts and all these things that he's trying to do is not really what we are waiting for.
Mr. President. Certainement un mot en français pour conclure, Maître Daouda.
Si c'est en français, si vous incitez, pourquoi pas. Je voulais dire que c'est très important, n'est-ce pas, de faire attention, surtout dans cet environnement qui est très poreux, avec les nouvelles technologies de l'information et de la communication qui vont très vite. Lorsque vous prononcez un mot, s'il n'est pas bien réfléchi, s'il n'est pas bien placé, ça va au-delà de votre pensée et puis ça crée des susceptibilités. Et en termes de management, il faut avoir, n'est-ce pas, il faut être bien encadré. Il faut avoir des gens avant-gardistes, c'est-à-dire qui anticipent même sur... et c'est ça le travail de fond qu'il faut faire, par exemple à l'Africa Foot. Et je voulais inviter les uns et les autres à faire preuve de beaucoup de modestie, surtout lorsque on a en face de soi l'État. Quelqu'un a dit par ailleurs que l'État était un monstre froid. C'est vrai. Et on peut également dire que c'est là où nous jetons nos aspirations, nos libertés individuelles. Dans l'État, c'est nous qui faisons l'État.
On ne combat pas l'État.
C'est nous qui faisons l'État. Maintenant, il y a eu des approches. On peut revendiquer. Il y a des cadres de revendication. Il y a une manière de revendiquer. Il y a une manière de... Et je l'ai toujours dit, et j'insiste là-dessus. Nous ne sommes pas dans un ring de boxe ou un pugilat où les gens sont... comme quelqu'un a parlé, oui, je crois que c'est le docteur Chaud, de l'état de nature. Nous ne sommes pas dans un état de nature. Nous sommes dans un état codifié avec des règles connues de tout le monde. Et maintenant, si on n'a pas le minimum de décence de comprendre que, effectivement, il faut observer ces règles-là, c'est qu'il y a un problème quelque part. Et c'est ce qu'il faut dire. Donc, c'était un peu ça le sens de mon intervention.
Le président de la République, je pense que en 1994, sur décret, avait demandé qu'on envoie Roger Mila jouer. Par exemple.
Donc, il y a autant, M. Tabi, il y a...
Nous sommes en train de conclure là.
Oui, vraiment, il y a autant de choses. Et bon, je ne dirais pas aussi comme Dr. Chaud tout à l'heure, c'est pas une affaire de personne. Quand on opposait M. Samuel Eto'o au ministre des Sports, non, ça n'a même rien à voir, c'est même de très loin avec le chef de l'État. Sauf que dans le système administratif maintenant, il y a une autre façon de concevoir l'administration, c'est-à-dire c'est le même manche qui frappe, mais on a raccourci les manches, n'est-ce pas, à travers le ministre de... peut-être c'est un peu cela. Donc vraiment, je crois qu'on a d'autres problèmes. On a d'autres problèmes plus sérieux sur lesquels nous devons discuter. Je suis d'ailleurs content qu'un parti d'opposition reconnaisse au moins les faits. Parce qu'à un moment donné, quand c'est vrai, quand c'est avéré, il faut que nous faisons l'effort intellectuel, c'est ce qu'on appelle l'honnêteté intellectuelle, n'est-ce pas, de reconnaître qu'il y a telle ou telle chose qui est peut-être comme ça et qu'il faut peut-être améliorer. Et c'est comme ça qu'on va avancer.
Dr. Cho, we are going. Your last word?
Oui, le président de la République est le premier Camerounais, le premier citoyen camerounais. Et ses vœux sont comme les dogmes qu'il faut respecter. On ne viole pas et on n'attaque pas les vœux du président de la République. Je voudrais demander au président Samuel Eto'o d'être républicain. Je finis en disant que lui-même avait déclaré à Mondovision que le ministère des Sports et de l'Éducation physique prend une décision, il ne peut pas le contester. Lui-même, en 2022, avait signé la décision numéro 031. Il a nommé des gens à l'Africa Foot. Il a dit, je me justifie avec la convention de 2015 que vous aviez signée avec l'État du Cameroun. Et aujourd'hui, vous dites que la convention est fausse. Ce n'est nulle part écrit que si l'État propose la FECAFO ne peut pas signer, c'est écrit nulle part. Donc on a un problème d'interprétation des textes, pas d'un problème d'application.
In the papers, nous sommes vraiment bilingues. In the papers, nous sommes bilingues. Ici, dans la chaîne républicaine comme this television. We say thank you for watching. Take another appointment with the papers. Same time next week on the same channel. Today we say, may the Almighty God continue to bless the Republic.